It's the middle of the night, and I had a long day at work today, so I get to look ugly. I get a pass on that. Yay! I saw a post on Facebook, and it didn't make me happy. What's the opposite of happy? I guess unhappy? I don't know. It is this, no, not the Dr. Evil post. It's about drug tests and how we're stopping people from getting welfare who are taking drugs. It says, thank you Florida, Kentucky, and Missouri, which are the first states that will require drug testing when applying for welfare. Some people are crying and calling this unconstitutional. How is this unconstitutional? It's okay to drug test people who work for their money, but not for those who don't? Repost this if you'd like to see this done in all 50 states. If you can afford to buy drugs and extra illegal things, then you can afford your own groceries. Now, first off, welfare is meant to help people pay their way in life and just maintain an existence for themselves who otherwise couldn't. So the idea of people who use that money for drugs and stuff being douchebags, I agree with that. But I have to ask, what's the point in drug testing? Because this is something that a lot of people don't seem to get. Drug testing isn't just some magical thing that happens. It costs money. It costs a lot of money. And if you have something like this going on where you're obviously out in the open testing people, then less people are going to be doing it, and you're going to be catching very few people. So it's not going to be very cost effective, and not in my mind anyway. So I don't. If you're not going to be stopping a lot of people, I don't really see the point. I mean, I guess that the morality of it is kind of important. Like, you shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't be taking advantage of the system. But for me, it's not about the morality. I mean, if they're taking advantage of it, that sucks and that's terrible. But I don't see stopping them as being the top priority, especially if it doesn't really save us any money in the end. Because we're not giving the money to welfare people who are abusing it, but we are using it on drug tests. If we aren't saving it in the end, I don't see the point. I also want to mention how this post talks about drug testing for work. Like, they want to give you drug tests before they hire you. So how is that different for welfare? Well, the thing is, they give you a drug test at work so that they don't find out that you're like a crackhead or a hardcore heroin addict, and you're going to be like stealing stuff from the store because that stuff is illegal and it's got massively high prices on the black market. It costs a ton of money, so people are going to be stealing stuff. Plus, those are hard drugs. They really mess you up, so people might do some really bad stuff while they're on those drugs. It's not a matter of finances. It's not like, oh, we don't want to pay you for the work because then you're going to spend it on drugs. No, you give them money so that they'll do the work. And if they do the work, what does it matter what they spend the money on? But for welfare, it's different because you're not paying them to do anything. You're giving them money so that they can live. So that's not really a fair comparison, at least not in my opinion. In one case, the money is given to them for doing a job that they do. In the other case, you're giving it to them so they have something to live off of, and they're not spending it to live off of. So they're not using the money for the purpose that it has. I kind of wonder what the point is of refuting a Facebook post is. It's just one of those things where it's a little box, they got words in it, and you read the words for 2 seconds, and if you like it, you repost it. And if you don't, nothing you can really do about it. You can try and debate it on Facebook, which I've done. I made a somewhat lengthy comment, and then people are like, oh my god, it's Facebook, stop making such a big deal. And it's like, well, you posted it, I'm gonna give my thoughts on it, and you can't unlike something on Facebook, so I don't know. It's like, I don't see a point of debating something or taking such extreme measures about something on Facebook because people don't want to have intellectual discussion on Facebook. If they see something, they're going to spread it, and there's nothing you can do about it if you don't like it. You can just ignore it, I guess. I've shared stuff on Facebook that people said, oh, that upsets me, and I'm like, too bad. You want to have a discussion about it? We can do that, but I'm not going to take it off just because you don't like it. So, I don't know. I guess there's no real point in talking about this in a video, but I figured it was worth mentioning, because what else am I going to do with my life?